Agyanatimarandasya Agyanachanashalakaya Chakshuramilitam Yena Tasmai Shigurave Namaha Gorvabhistam Supurakam Gurganara Sisha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasthaveda Nipanam Shirupa Patanugam Govinda Abhidam Ujwalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Bande Vishwagurun Cha Divyat Bhagavat Premno Bija Pradam Devam Divyatanum Suchandabaranam Balarka Chilanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sareka Varanam Vairagya Vidyam Buddhim Sri Siddhantanidim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Bandetam Shubhadam Madeka Sharanam Nyashishvara Shridaram Manshakopatarubyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavenibhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Varatubhishe Namah
Jai Rama Vishnu Paramahansa Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardan Maharaj ki Jai.
Okay. First we're reading from the Sri Garga Samhita by Sri Garga Muni. We're in the First Canto. This is translated by Kushakratha Prabhu. He has a dedication to Srila Prabhupada here. The First Canto is called Goloka-khanda. And we're on chapter 15. Revelation of the universal form to Nanda's wife. Sri Narada said, Yashoda took dark Lord Hari, whose gentle smile enchants the people's hearts, whose glance takes away their troubles, who is decorated with dots of mashi, whose lotus eyes were anointed with black kajala, and who was resting in a cradle of gold and jewels. She took him on her lap, filled with tender motherly love. The gopi Yashoda attained great happiness as she caressed the restless child, now licking his foot, decorated with a glittering half-moon necklace of a lion's nails. His limbs were wonderful and handsome with curly new black hair. So this is, of course, I would say probably more tiger's nails, but it's translated as lion's nail. But all right. His foot decorated with, so Krishna's licking his foot, which is decorated with a glittering half-moon neck, half-moon. Krishna is licking his foot, and Krishna's decorated with a glittering half-moon necklace of a lion's nails. His limbs very wonderful and handsome with curly new black hair. O king, when the child finished with drinking milk, yawned, all the elements of the universe suddenly appeared in his mouth. Seeing the entire universe and all the demigods suddenly present in her son's mouth, Mother Yashoda, now closing her eyes, became very afraid. O king, her memory of seeing the entire universe destroyed by the Supreme Lord Krishna's illusory potency, she became overpowered with maternal love for her son. How can I describe the many great austerities Nanda's wife must have performed? Sri Bahulashva said, what great austerities did Nanda and Yashoda do that Sri Krishna Chandra became their son? Sri Narada said, Nanda, Dara's husband, was the best of the 8 Vasus, childless and a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. He ruled a kingdom in the realm of the demigods. He desired a child, sent by the demigod Brahma. He went with his wife Dara to Mount Mandara to perform austerities. First they ate only fruits and roots. Then they ate only leaves. Thereafter they only drank water. Finally, staying in a secluded place, they did not even drink water. After they had spent 100 million years performing these austerities, the demigod Brahma, being pleased with them, approached them and said, "Ask a benediction." Emerging from an anthill with his wife Dara, jubilant Drona, bowing down and worshipping him, spoke to Lord Brahma. Sri Drona said, "O Brahma, may Lord..." Okay. Sri Drona said, "O Brahma, may Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, become our son, and may we both always have love and devotion for him, the Lord who removes the suffering of his devotees. Love and devotion for him enables the living entities to cross the impassable ocean of repeated birth and death. O Brahma, we too, who are performing austerities, desire nothing else." Sri Brahma said, "Although I myself cannot attain the benediction you request, I grant that your desire will be fulfilled in another birth." Sri Narada said, "Drona was born as Nanda on the earth, and Dara was born as Yasoda. To fulfill Brahma's words, Lord Krishna went from his father's palace to the village of Braja. On the summit of Mount Gandhamadana, I heard these beautiful, sweeter than nectar pastimes of Lord Krishna from the mouth of Narayan Rishi. By the mercy of Lord Narayan, I attained the goal of life. I have told you what they said. What more do you wish to hear?" Sri Bahulashva said, "When he displayed his eternal form of a child in Nanda's house, what pastimes did Lord Hari enjoy with Balaram? O great sage, please tell me this." Sri Narada said, "One day sent by Vasudeva, the great saint Garga Muni came with his disciples to Nanda's palace. Following the rules of tradition, Nanda worshipped the great sage, washing his feet and offering him many things. Then he circumambulated him and offered obeisances, falling down like a stick. Sri Nanda said, "Today, the pious forefathers, demigods, and fire gods are all pleased with us. Our home is now purified by the dust of your feet. O great Brahman sage, please perform my son's name-giving ceremony. O Lord, even by visiting many sacred pilgrimages, one cannot attain what is attained by your visit." Sri Garga Muni said, "I will perform your son's name-giving ceremony. Of this there is no doubt. I will tell you who he was before. O Nanda, go to a secluded place." Sri Nanda said, Garga Muni rose and went with Nanda Sri Nanda said, Garga Muni rose and went with Nanda, Yashoda, and the two boys to a secluded place in the cowshed. There he performed the name-giving ceremony. After worshipping the deities, headed by Ganesh, and after carefully appeasing the deities of the planets, the great saint Garga Muni, happy in every limb, spoke to Nanda. So, after worshipping the deities headed by Ganesh, and after carefully appeasing the deities of the planets, the great saint Garga Muni, happy in every limb, spoke to Nanda. Sri Garga Muni said, please hear the explanation of Rohini's son's name. The yogis find their happiness, Ramante, in him, or he is the greatest enjoyer, Ramati, or with his transcendental qualities he delights, Ramayati, the devotees. For these reasons the sages know him as Rama, because he was pulled, Shankarshan, from the womb. He is also known as Sankarshana, because when the universe is annihilated, he alone remains of a Sesh. The sages know him as Sesha. Because he is extremely strong, Bala, they know him as Bala. O Nanda, please be attentive and hear the names of your son. O Nanda, please be attentive and hear the names of your son. His names at once purify the living entities. His names are the auspiciousness of all the universes. In his name, the letter K stands for Kamala-kanta, the husband of the goddess of fortune. R stands for Rama, the supreme enjoyer. S stands for Shadgunapati, the master of six opulences, or Svetad Nivasakrit, the Lord who resides in Svetadvip. N stands for Lord Nishringa. A stands for Akshara, the immortal, or Agni Bhuk, the Lord who enjoys the offerings of Agnihotra Yogyas. The letter H stands for Narayan Rishi. In this way, these 6 letters combine to become the name of the pure Supreme Person. In the Sanskrit alphabet, the letter H is represented by 2 dots. An example follows in parentheses. The 2 dots stand for the 2 sages, Nar and Narayan. So all these letters are forming the name Krishna. In this way, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is known as Krishna. In white, red, and yellow forms, he appears in the yugas one after another. Now at the end of Dwapara Yuga and the beginning of Kali Yuga, he has a dark Krishna complexion. For this reason, he is named Krishna. He is this boy, the son of Nanda. The word Vasu means the senses, and the word Deva means the heart. Because he acts in the hearts and senses of the living entities, he is known as Vasudeva. He is the husband, Pati, of Radha, King Vrishabhanu's daughter, born in the palace of Queen Kirti, and therefore he is known as Radhapati. He is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, the master of countless universes. He is splendidly manifest in the transcendental abode of Goloka. That same Supreme Personality of Godhead is now born as your child. He has come to remove the earth's burden, to kill the demons headed by Kamsa, and to protect the devotees. O descendant of King Bharat, according to his different personality, O descendant of King Bharat, according to his different pastimes, your son will have names without end, names that are even confidential to the Vedas. Do not be surprised at what he is able to do. Ah, how fortunate you are, appearing as a small child, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is greater than the greatest, now stays in your home. Sri Narada said, Garga Muni said this and left. Then noble-hearted King Nanda, along with his wife, thought about the great blessing they had received. The great philosopher, teacher, and sage, Garga Muni, then went to King Vrishabhanu's beautiful palace on the Yamuna shore. Sri Garga Muni, who was the greatest of philosophers, who was the Brahman tiger of sages, who decorated with a parasol, was like a second King Indra holding a stick, was like a second Yamaraj. His bodily luster, illuminating the directions, was like a second sun god. A great book at his belt was like a second Lord Brahma. And who dressed in white garments stood like Lord Vishnu himself. Noble King Vrishabhanu rose up at once with great respect, bowed his head, stood with folded hands, placed the sage on a great throne, washed his feet, presented many offerings, circumambulated him, and worshipped him according to the rules of Scripture. This was like a second God. A great book at his belt was like a second Lord Brahma. I don't know what that great book at his belt means. I think it's written. I don't know what that refers to. Sri Vrishabhanu said, the peaceful wandering of saints is meant to bring peace to householders. It is a saint and not the sun that removes the darkness in the hearts of men. O Lord, by seeing you, we Gopas have gone on pilgrimage. Saints like you sanctify the sacred places in this world. O sage, my daughter is named Radhika, because this is Maharaj Vrishabhanu. She is the abode of great auspiciousness. To whom should I give her in marriage? Please tell me your opinion. Like the sun, your goodness can travel everywhere in the three worlds. I wish to give my daughter to a splendid husband who will be her equal. Sri Nanda said, taking Vrishabhanu's hand, the great sage Sri Garga Muni went to a beautiful and secluded place on the Yamuna shore. Making the Gopa king, Vrishabhanu, sit down at a place where the Jamuna's waves made a great sound, Garga Muni, the king of sages and the knower of religion, spoke. Sri Garga Muni said, O Gopa, we do not tell this secret. Sri Garga Muni said, O Gopa, do not tell this secret. Sri Krishna, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, who is the master of countless universes, the king of Goloka, greater than the greatest, and the Lord whom there is no better husband, has taken birth in Nanda's home. O Vrishabhanu said, how fortunate for Nanda. O great sage, please tell everything of why Sri Krishna has descended to this world. Sri Garga Muni said, to remove the earth's burden and to kill the demons headed by Kamsa. By the demigods, Brahma's request, Lord Krishna has appeared on the surface of the earth. Sri Radhika, who is Lord Krishna's chief queen in Goloka, has appeared in your home. You do not understand her exalted position. Sri Narada said, delighted and astonished, Vrishabhanu called Kalavati, and they both discussed what Garga Muni had said. Understanding the exalted position of Shri Radha Krishna and shedding tears of bliss, the exalted Gopa spoke to the great sage. Sri Vrishabhanu said, O Brahman, I will give my lotus-eyed daughter to him. You have revealed this path. you should perform the wedding ceremony. Sri Garga Muni said, O king, I will not perform the wedding ceremony. Their wedding will be in Mandiravan by the Yamuna shore. The demigod Brahma will come and perform the wedding in a beautiful secluded place near Vrindavan's forest. Please know that Radha is half the Supreme Personality of God's body. In the palace of Goloka, she is the queen of he who is the world's crest jewel. You Gopas have all come from Goloka. By Sri Radhika's wish, the cows and gopis have also come from Goloka. She whom even the demigods, and so what to speak of others who perform sacrifices for many births, cannot see, many gopas and gopis now see hidden in the courtyard of your palace. Sri Narada said, O king, joyful and filled with wonder by hearing of this, Sri Narada said, O king, joyful and filled with wonder by hearing of Shri Radha Krishna's exalted glories, the husband and wife spoke to Sri Garga. The husband and wife said, O Brahman, please truthfully explain the meaning of the name Radha. O great sage, except for you, no one in this world can dispel our doubts. Sri Garga Muni said, as a disciple, I heard this from the mouth of Narayan Rishi as he was explaining the Samaveda on Mount Gandhamadana. R stands for Rama, the goddess of fortune. A stands for Adi Gopika, the first of the gopis. DH stands for Dara, the earth, and A stands for Viraja Nadi, the Viraja river. The four potencies of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, became his four wives, Leela, Bhu, Shri, and Viraja. Because these goddesses have now entered the form of Sri Radha, the wise say that Sri Radha is the original Supreme Goddess of Fortune. Sri Narada said, those who again and again chant the names of Sri Radha Krishna attain Lord Krishna directly. What are the four goals of life to them, O king? When they understand Sri Radha Krishna's exalted glories, King Vrishabhanu and his dear wife became filled with wonder and bliss. Then after King Vrishabhanu had worshipped him, all-knowing Garga Muni, who was the best of philosophers and the king of sages, returned home. Well, this is the chapter which we read. Revelation of the universal form to Nanda's wife. Chapter 16 of the Garga Samhita.